What if the person you trusted most, the one who knew your passwords, your fears, your entire life, turned out to be the one who ruined it all? My name is Daniel Moore, and I was arrested on a Tuesday morning for a crime I didn't even know had happened. They said I stole money, falsified documents, and disappeared. But I was right there, living my quiet life. Until I realized someone had stolen my face, my name, and my future. And worst of all, it was my best friend. This is how I found out, and how I nearly lost everything trying to take my life back. I remember it so clearly, the knock on the door. It wasn't frantic, it wasn't loud. It was steady, deliberate, like someone who already knew they were in control. It was 6:13 a.m. I hadn't even had my coffee yet. I opened the door, half awake, and came face to face with two police officers. Daniel Moore, the taller one, asked. "Yes. You're under arrest for fraud, identity theft, and wire transfer of over $400,000. My heart sank. I thought it had to be a mistake. "A mistake," I said. "You've got the wrong guy." They didn't listen. The cuffs clicked shut. My neighbors peeked through their blinds as they walked me out like I was a criminal. At the station, they read me the charges again. Apparently, I had opened 3 credit cards under someone else's name, transferred large sums of money, and disappeared for several weeks. But I hadn't disappeared. I was right here, at my job, in my apartment. Living my usual, boring life. I kept asking, "Do you have proof, surveillance, signatures, anything?" And they did. There were bank statements, rental agreements, even recorded calls made in my voice. How was that possible? After 18 hours in a holding cell, I was released on bail. My younger sister bailed me out, crying the whole time. "What's happening, Dan?" she whispered. "I don't know. But someone set me up." That night, I tore through my laptop, my phone, everything. I had to figure out what had happened. And then I remembered Liam. Liam Carter. My best friend since 3rd grade. We lost touch for about a year, but a few months ago, he messaged me on Facebook, "Hey, man. Long time. Miss you. We should catch up sometime." I invited him over for beers. We talked about everything. Or rather, I did. I told him about my new job, my finances, how I finally fixed my credit and had big plans. He was quiet that night. Kept smiling, nodding, like he was taking mental notes. I didn't think much of it, until now. Because as I dug into the evidence the cops had shown me, I noticed something strange. One of the signed rental agreements had a handwriting style just like Liam's. And the fake email used to set up the transfers, it was made from an old username I knew he used in college. My stomach twisted. My best friend might have done this to me. But why and how far had he gone? That was just the beginning. The next morning, I drove 2 hours to my parents' place. I needed some space, and honestly, I was scared to be alone. Everything around me felt like it was crumbling. I couldn't sleep. My brain was spinning. How could Liam do this? What would make your best friend destroy your life like this? I remembered how he used to sleep on my couch in college when his family kicked him out. How I got him his first job. We were brothers. Or so I thought. I dug into everything I had: social media, old texts, email logins. That's when I realized something. My email had been logged into from a location I'd never been to. Not just once. Repeatedly. Over months. Whoever it was, they had been studying me. Preparing. They knew all my passwords. They knew how I wrote emails. They even copied the way I signed my name. And there was more. A loan application approved with my name and social security number. And then another. It was a full-blown identity takeover. But when I reported this to the cops, they were skeptical. They thought maybe I was faking the identity theft angle to cover up. Because all the evidence pointed right at me. That's when I made a choice. If the system wasn't going to clear my name, I'd do it myself. The search for Liam. I started trying to track Liam down. His number was dead. His old apartment empty. But I knew something about him no one else really did. Liam was a creature of habit. And when he was stressed, he always went to this one place, an old, cheap bar in the city called the Rusted Key. So I went there. And there he was. Sitting at the far end of the bar. Laughing with some girl. Like nothing had happened. I felt like my body left itself. I approached him, heart pounding. He turned, smiled. Dan. Holy SHT, man. What are you doing here? I wanted to punch him. But I needed answers. We walked outside. You did this, I said. You stole my name, my money, you set me up. He blinked, pretending to be confused. But I saw it, the flicker in his eyes. Come on, man, he said. You really think I'd do that to you? Don't lie to me. And that's when he snapped. You had it all. He yelled. The job, the car, the fiancé. And I was drowning. You didn't even notice. He wasn't sorry. He was angry, jealous. You were supposed to be my friend, I said quietly. I was, he spat. Until you left me, bet. He walked off like I was the villain. Like I had done something to him. I stood there in shock. But I wasn't just shocked, I was determined. He wanted war, fine. I'd burn everything he built with my name to the ground. I didn't sleep for the next 2 nights. I went full detective, cross-referencing every account opened under my name, every address Liam had used, every alias tied to the stolen identity. I found a PO box registered under a name suspiciously close to mine. From there, I traced it to a shell company. That company had one single employee, Daniel Leamy. Or Liam's version of me. But that was my break. I hired a private investigator, a guy my cousin recommended who had done some surveillance work for corporate fraud. We got photos, timestamps, video. Liam was still living large in an apartment he'd rented using my credit score. With a car in my name. Even his gym membership used my details. The worst part, he had forged tax returns. He was pretending to be me to claim some federal startup incentives. This wasn't just theft. It was federal level fraud. So I did the one thing he didn't expect, I turned myself in. Well, not exactly. I went to the authorities, the FBI's Identity Theft Division, with everything. Photos. Videos. Documents. Voice recordings. The takedown. They were skeptical at first. I had to sit through 10 hours of interviews. But eventually, they saw the truth. The evidence was airtight. 3 weeks later, they had a sting ready. They used me as bait. I sent Liam a message, pretending to be nervous, saying I was going to the police and needed help disappearing. He bit hard. We met in a parking lot behind an old diner. He got out of a brand new car again, my name on the plates. He looked tired. A little thinner. But he still had that smug energy. "Did you bring the documents?" he asked. I handed him a fake set of IDs. Then came the sirens. 3 black SUVs boxed him in. He ran stupidly and they tackled him 10 feet from the curb. He screamed, begged, swore it wasn't him. But they had everything. Person in lotus position. The aftermath. Liam was sentenced to 9 years for fraud, identity theft, and obstruction. I got my name cleared finally. But it wasn't easy. It took 6 months to untangle my credit. A year to regain full control of my finances. And honestly, some things never went back to how they were. I lost my job. My relationship. I even lost a bit of myself, my trust in people, my belief in friendship. But I gained something else. Clarity. I saw who was really in my corner. I found a new path, a new career helping victims of identity theft recover and rebuild. Because I knew the darkness. And I made it out. But I'll never forget that day in the parking lot. The moment my best friend turned into a felon right in front of me.